Hello, Grade 2. Today in English, we will continue Chapter 13 and learn about run-on sentences. This Monday, we learned to combine two sentences that tell about the same subject. And you can combine two sentences that have the same subject. The words in the predicate part that are different can be joined with and to make one sentence. Here we have two sentences. Amy cleaned the table. Amy cleaned the dishes. Where can we draw lines to split the subject part and the predicate part? Very good. What is the same in these two sentences? The subject part is the same. Amy is the subject in both sentences. And the verb cleaned in the predicate part is also the same. Then what words are different in these sentences? The different words are table and dishes. Now what do? We can use the word and to combine these different words in the predicate part, and that will give us a combined sentence. Amy cleaned the table and the dishes. Our subject part and the verb in the predicate part did not change because they are the same in both sentences. And we use the word and to join the different words in the two predicate parts, table and dishes, to make one sentence. Why do we need to combine sentences? Combining sentences is a good way to make short sentences a little longer. Sometimes too many short sentences do not sound very good when they are read aloud. We're going to learn about fixing run-on sentences. What are run-on sentences? So sometimes sentences that should be written separately are joined together. And this mistake is called a run-on sentence. Take a look at this example. The grass was green, the wind was cool. Do these words tell one thought or more than one thought? It tells more than one thought. It talks about the grass being green, and it also talks about the wind being cool. Those are two different thoughts. A sentence is a group of words with one complete thought, so that is not correct. This type of sentence is called a run-on sentence. A run-on sentence is two sentences joined together that should be written as separate sentences. Think of it as a sentence that runs on and on and on without stopping. Then does this run-on sentence make sense? No, it does not make sense at all. Then how can we fix this so that it will make sense? We can separate the two. Then where should we split the sentence? You must remember that a sentence should have a subject part and a predicate part. So we should first find the subject part and the predicate part. What are the subject parts? The grass and the wind. And the predicate part that talks about the grass is this. So the grass was green. And was cool is the predicate part that talks about the wind. The sentence has different subject parts and different predicate parts. Now we know where to split the sentence. The grass was green, the wind was cool. Let's try another one. The cookies were soft, the lunch was good. Is this one complete thought? No, it has two subject parts, the cookies, the lunch, and two predicate parts, were soft and was good. Then how should we split the sentence? We can split the sentence into two separate sentences so that each sentence has one subject part and one predicate part. The cookies were soft. The lunch was good. One complete thought. Let's now go to page 292. So today we learned that sometimes sentences that should be written separately are joined. And this mistake is called a run-on sentence. For example, here we have an example of a run-on sentence. On Sunday the people go to church, tomorrow they work. That is not one complete thought. It actually has two complete thoughts. Then what is the correct way to write this? On Sunday, the people go to church, period. Tomorrow, they work. So we split this sentence into two sentences so that each sentence has one complete thought. Let's try numbers 1 and 2. Circle the predicate parts. Underline the subject parts. Write the run-on sentence as two sentences. And here, the book is giving us a little trick. Find the verbs first. And this is going to be a very helpful trick because we know that subject parts come before the verbs. So let's find the verbs. People go to church, the men sit on benches. That's our sentence. And this sentence has two complete thoughts. Where are the verbs? The verbs are go and sit. So that means our predicate parts are go to church and sit on benches. That means our subject parts are people and the men. Now we can write this run-on sentence as two sentences. People go to church. The men sit on benches. Now each sentence has one complete thought. Number 2. The walls are brown, the roof is green. This sentence also has two complete thoughts. Then how can we split this into two separate sentences? Well, first we're going to find the predicate parts and the subject parts. And by finding the verbs, it's going to be easier for us to find the subject parts and the predicate parts. The walls are brown, the roof is green. I do not see any action verbs, but I do see linking verbs are and is. So that means our predicate parts are brown, is green. The predicate part begins with the verb. That means the words that come before the verb, the walls and the roof, these are subject parts. Now we can split this into two separate sentences. The walls are brown. The roof is green. Each sentence has one complete thought. So numbers 3 and 4. Choose the best way to separate the run-on sentence. Number 3. The people love God, they sing to God. So what's the best way to separate this sentence? The people love God, they sing to God. Or the people love God, they sing to God. Or the people love God, they sing to God. The best way to separate the sentence is this, the second choice. The people love God, they sing to God. This run-on sentence is now split into two sentences, and each sentence has one complete thought. The people love God, they sing to God. Number 4. Women read the Bible, the children listen quietly. This is a run-on sentence. Then what is the best way to separate the sentence? Women read the Bible, the children listen quietly. Or, women read the Bible, the children listen quietly. Or, women read the Bible, the children listen quietly. The best way to separate the sentences. Choice number 1. Women read the Bible. For page 292, you're going to do the same thing as you did on page 291. For numbers 5 and 6, you're going to circle the predicate parts, underline the subject parts, and then write the run-on sentence as 2 separate sentences. And the trick is to find the verbs first. That way, it's going to be easier for you to find the predicate parts and the subject parts. For numbers 7 and 8, you're going to choose the best way to separate the run-on sentence. And then for 9, you're going to circle the words that are different that could be joined. And use the word "and" to make one sentence. And we learned this in our previous lessons. Well, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.